Give me 2 minutes. I just have to go wash my hands.
From all the blood off, I bet.
Can we say Vince was like spaghetting them in the woods?
I'd
guys,
be tempted to, except for the fact that multiple times Herpes did checks around to see if there was anyone hiding in the woods, and Arwen did the same.
But not while I was actually there. I showed up pretty late to what was going on.
It's true.
You were actually there?
No, we're kind of deciding on that now, but I don't think it's a good idea. Also, Arwen took off on a horse, and Herpes had a head start, so there wouldn't really be a way for you to keep up. So, no, Vince wasn't there spaghetting.
What happened? I have no idea.
Well, we'll just start off with you three, and then when Crystal's done washing up, we'll get into the main gist of it. So, I guess we can do the last little bit of Elliot. So, Elliot, you leave the Baracked house and head back to the Talman household, stealthily through the town without encountering anybody else. When you reach the Talman household, you see that there is a squad of about a dozen Liliander guardsmen hanging around outside the house, just sort of being roughly at attention and patrolling. And there is a cart with the Baracked seal on the side and 4 really thuggish-looking Baracked family security squad people just kind of chilling out next to their carriage, shooting dice or something. But you're able to sneak past all of them and enter the kitchen of the house, where you see Murgatroyd and Vince enjoying a late supper or early breakfast.
Yeah, I guess it's probably like 5, 6 in the morning.
Yeah.
I would have just eaten straight through from supper until breakfast.
Fair enough.
Okay. Well, hey, guys, what's going on with the I believe I heard that Herpes escaped and killed a guard. Nobody?
Did he kill somebody?
That's what I heard.
I don't know. I'm pretty sure he did, because, like, dude failed 3 health checks. And then, like, then he bolted. And I tried to cause him mild distraction and help him out a little bit, and then Mitch helped him with the teleport. But I think in the end he just booked it in the woods, and I think this is what I see on the map here. But there was apparently an interesting session this afternoon.
Yikes.
Where someone maybe got chased down, but I think he got recaptured.
Oh boy.
You go away for a week and, it's all into shit again. But at least we didn't do anything with the cards.
Actually, progress on the cards. I found one.
Oh shit, right on.
And I got my Bloodsteel dagger back.
How'd you pull that off?
Well, are we within earshot of those guards and the rest of the Arwen's family, John?
There's some servants in the kitchen, be like one very tired-looking chef who continues to bring various delectable food items to the table for Murgatroyd.
Only to have Murgatroyd like scoff at them and begrudgingly eat it. Okay, well, and is Arwen in the room?
Not yet.
Okay, then I'll kind of lean in and just quietly say, okay, so I snuck into the Baracked warehouse. They have got some crazy shit in that warehouse. There's like old artifacts and weird enchanted paintings and a dwarven drinking horn with elven writing on it and a creepy mirror that maybe sucks in your soul or something, and a bunch of monsters from the Shadow Realm imprisoned behind this weird magic glass.
Make a history check for me, please, Murgatroyd. Excellent. You think that might be the Horn of Verit Goon, which is a dwarven relic that after the end of the Fey Wars, when there was a truce sort of between the dwarves and the elves who aided in fighting back the Eladrins, the dwarves presented a gift to the elves of a dwarven drinking horn inscribed with elven writing. So that is it's a true historic relic.
So, like, if I had it, they would know I took it from the elves, is what you're saying?
Yes, but it should, rightly belong in an elven museum, not in somebody's private collection.
Oh, okay.
Or a dwarven museum.
It belongs in a museum.
Yeah, my backpack.
And they've also got a bunch of creatures from I think the Shadow Realm, hidden. Kept in this weird kind of cage deal. And then I went back to the house to do some more searching, and the asylum kid jumped me, and we did battle, and he broke my sword, but I guess I kind of barely won. I'm probably sliced up pretty good. And
oh yeah, Elias got a nasty wound on his side.
Yeah, so I guess I'm probably like limping and wincing. Anyway, I got it back, and I got this card, the Snake Lady one, and I attempted to put the fear of God in these guys by saying like the paladins of Enwire are coming, so clean up your shit, kind of thing. And so that's
Well, you had an interesting little outing.
Yeah, it was really well written.
Oh, thank you.
But yeah, so that was fun. I told them that I made up a prison name and told them that some high level paladins are coming. Do you guys know any paladins we could like?
We have Arwen.
Yeah, I mean like,
like good ones,
like Avatar sort of.
Just fuck with you.
I mean like ones that work for a specific deity and are a kind of team. Doesn't really matter. I just wanted to know if I was completely talking out of my ass or if that was a thing.
No, because I really like that prison design, so I'm saying that is an actual prison.
Oh.
And there are actual paladins.
Okay.
They're probably Halen paladins because that's like the most popular here. But there is a prison like that in probably on the southern coast, somewhere near the capital city of Anwire, where the worst of the worst criminals of Anwire are kept.
Is it like common knowledge? Because I thought I was like making up a big prison.
You were making it up, but I liked it so much that I made it canon.
Cool. But like, is it common knowledge? Like, would Elliot know about it? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's fine. Whatever. Maybe they're probably not going to be moved, but like if we want to continue the bluff, and I was trying to remember if like the guys in Winter's Hold or wherever it was that we were that Gardmore Abbey, the town that was right beside it. I feel like there were paladins there, or they used to live in the Gardmore Abbey or something like that.
Yeah, Gardmore Abbey used to be a training ground for paladins.
Right. Well, maybe if we know of any or whatever, we can, I don't know, send them this way just to see what the town is like, and it'll scare them or stir up some shit.
They're human paladins. They're not going to go into the Salwood.
They might, if they know about the drow dealings.
Yeah, but will the elves let them? Especially now that human-elf relations has been set back a little bit.
Wait. Like, so how hard is it to enter the Salwood?
Very hard. You guys are the first humans in 25 years to be allowed to enter the Salwood.
Oh, we were allowed entry. I thought like we just kind of came down, and once we were in, people were like, "Oh shit, humans." Well, whatever.
That's sort of what
I struck a deal to get you guys safe passage through there.
Oh, good thing we didn't fuck that up at all.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. You guys walked in and they were like, "Oh my God, humans! Let's get them out of here." Oh no, we got the all clear from the Talman family that they are here under the auspice of Arwen Talman, and under her care and her observation. And that's one of the reasons why Arwen is so what's the word I'm looking for? Tenacious.
Particular?
So tenacious about about Herpes facing punishment for his dealings.
Yeah, well, we'll talk about that later. So that's where we're at. We've got 3 cards left to find, and if our party's history is anything to go by, then Valhalla will show up with 1, and we still have to investigate the one that Arwen's sister has, or niece or whatever has, and that takes us to 21, but we need 1 more. And
go ahead.
And I have no idea where that would be.
All right. So as you guys have kind of been talking and enjoying a little bit of snacks and stuff, the time has passed and the sun started to come up. And just as kind of the first blue-green light of dawn filtering down through the trees of the Salwood, there's a commotion outside, and you can start to hear raised voices.
Do we have, other than like the bags of holding, do we have anywhere we could put the cards to keep them super secure? Because I don't want to get got, but if I do, then I don't want them to get pinched. I would prefer not to keep the deck of many things in my butt, because if history serves, then Murgatroyd's going to draw one.
I don't know. You guys know what gear you have. You don't really have anything super special other than the bags of holding.
The bag of holding, is it still currently like half filled with Coke?
Not half filled anymore.
Okay. He's running low on the demon Coke.
Yeah, there's much less Coke. You open up that bag and have a look inside, and you're like, oh, there's like 1, maybe 5 or 6 handfuls of Coke in there. Maybe.
Nice.
Okay, I'm just gonna put them in the orange bag of holding and quickly scribble down the words to unlock those locks in the warehouse, in the Barocked warehouse. That Arcana doors. You know what I'm talking about?
I do.
And I'm going to put that piece of paper in the bag of holding as well.
Okay.
And I'll go to the window and see if I can see what the commotion is. Are we on like the second floor, the first floor?
No, this is the servant's house. There's only 1 floor.
Okay.
It's like a long, low building. So you go to the windows that look out towards the front of the compound along the long driveway, and you can see in the early dawn light, Arwen kind of slumped over in her saddle just from exhaustion and the adrenaline wearing off and just weariness of this whole situation, and draped over the back of the horse, bound and with a silver collar snapped around his neck, is Herpes.
Is he dead?
It's hard to tell from here. But, you don't usually have to tie up a dead guy.
Yeah, but you never can tell with these paladins.
It's true.
Kind of kinky.
Plus, we've had party members come back from the dead before.
Right. And just as you're kind of noticing that Valhalla comes down from the... Valhalla... We pick up right where we left off your email, so you are also kind of entering the compound, but from the side angle. And just as you finished the interaction you had by the side gate with that guy, you and Sublime come upon the scene of the Liliander city guards being very interested that Arwen is riding a horse down the front lane with Herpes draped over the back, tied.
Hi, Valhalla.
Arwen, the city guard come towards you, surprised, but also with triumphant kind of smiles on their faces and little nods like, if anyone could do it, it's an elven paladin. They immediately reach for Herpes and start to pull him down off of your horse, but not in like a rough police brutality way.
They're like city guard, though. They're not the Brock soldiers, right?
No, although those guys are standing, closely behind these guys, looking like they want a little piece of the action should some boots start swinging.
All right. I'm gonna say to the soldiers, hey guys, how about giving me just 10 minutes with him at my place? He has some information that I'd like to get out of him before we hand him over to you guys.
Are we talking some waterboarding?
Maybe.
All right, they look at each other and then look back at you and they say, "Of course, milady, you've done such a fantastic job of bringing him in. We understand."
All right, thank you very much, fellows. We'll be back momentarily, and I'm going to go into the house and join the rest of the party with Herpes.
Very good. All right, when you go into the house, the 12 city guard arrange themselves outside of the front door and then begin singing songs in loud, strong tenor voices.
Awesome.
Elven songs about killing human invaders.
Elves are so weird.
All right. Arwen enters the front entryway at the same time as Valhalla and Sublime, and she roughly dumps Herpes to the floor. His hands are bound, his legs are bound, and he's wearing the elven collar of magical suppression around his throat.
So what does that do?
It means he can't cast spells.
Alright, Arwen, what the fuck is this?
I'm sorry, who said that?
Elliot did.
Oh, hi. In case you didn't know, Herpes has been on a rampage here since he's entered the Silewood. He is charged with attempted murder and actual murder and fleeing custody. And if he's not returned into custody, Arwen is going to be taking his place. And Arwen didn't murder anybody, so I had to go hunt him down, but I took him alive. And the only reason I brought him in here instead of just handing him right over to the guard is because he told me he took one of the cards from the deck and he hid it somewhere, and he wouldn't give it to me unless I left the Silewood with him and left you guys there.
I see.
Also,
so I brought him in to maybe we can find out where the card is before I have to hand him over to the guard.
Wait, he took one from our stash?
I don't know if he was even telling the truth, but that was his only bargaining chip, is that he hid one of the cards somewhere, and that if I left with him, he would tell me where it's at.
Wait, is he dead?
No, he's not dead. He's just out cold.
He's unconscious.
Damn it, Herpes! Tell us where, you dead bastard. Tell us where you hid the card. All right, look, Arwen, we've all been on a rampage since we got in the Silewood. You helped us break into the Brocked warehouse. I'm gonna keep my voice down, but you helped us break into the Brocked warehouse. We've been trying to find these cards. Wow, why?
Accurate, but you guys didn't kill anybody.
Neither did Herpes kill anybody?
Yes, he did. He murdered a guard.
Was this before or after you tried to arrest him?
It was after he was arrested and he was going to jail, and if he just stayed in jail for a couple of days, we all would have been able to leave peacefully.
But why was he being arrested in the first place?
Because we got caught breaking into the place.
Yeah. And so why Herpes? Why Herpes? Why not me? Why not you?
You guys didn't get caught. I was there as well on trial, but I was the one trying to save the people that Herpes was trying to murder.
That seems odd to me. Like, I'm congratulating you on your bluffing of what happened in that situation. But as I remember it, we were trying to break into this place. You drew your weapons, told the guards to disarm, and Herpes cast a spell at them.
That is all true, and after he cast his first spell that did major damage, I went and healed him and told him to stop firing. We're not trying to kill them, we're just trying to disarm them. And he not only cast another spell that almost killed him again, but then cast a third one after that, even though I requested he stop. So we got caught and he got charged.
Oh. I see. Sigh.
So all he had to do was go in jail for a couple of days, but somebody brought up this whole strip now thing, and that caused Herpes to be like, oh, hell no, and then kill a guard while he was trying to escape.
Ugh.
That was
And
me. I was the one who did the strip now.
And
What?
since I'm responsible for everything you guys do here, he already got me banned from my own village for 100 years. If I leave without bringing him back, I will never be able to return and see my family, so there was little choice for me but to capture him and bring him back.
I believe Dave put it as he was totally going to Jason Bourne this shit.
That is accurate.
It was pretty awesome.
So I'm afraid that's where we're at right now.
Yeah,
So-
the point mentioned that might have been glossed over is the fact that the rest of the Rod Stewards are on house arrest. They are not allowed to leave the Talman household. And after 10 days, when Arwen, being the only one who's allowed to leave, concludes their business dealings, which were kept wonderfully vague due to Arwen's relationship with the high-ranking official of the council. Yes, even you, Valhalla, every member of the Rod Stewards that is not an elf, so unfortunately that means you too, Vince, you are all on house arrest and not allowed to leave this household for the next 10 days. But when that time is concluded, you are all to be escorted from the Silewood, and none of you are allowed to return for 100 years. But that was before Herpes killed a guard in his attempt to escape, so there may be a change now. Before it was just aggravated assault, human on elf. Now it's actual human on elf murder.
Okay, well, let's wake Herpes up, because I'm sick of this place, sick of this shit, and I want this fucking card back to get Murgatroyd's family mine.
So did he actually steal a card?
That's what's going on. I'm gonna slap Herpes and pour some water on.
Too.
Can we, instead of before that, just like count our cards that we have just to see if he's bluffing? So
Good
we
call.
have like, you know.
No, I'm still.
My guess is he's bluffing.
I'm still.
Yes, you count all of your cards, and they're all still there.
Okay. So he didn't take one of ours.
No, he did not.
I'm listening in.
He may have the one from my niece. I don't know what's going on with that one. He wasn't specific.
Okay, so according to our list, we have the beggar, the knight in full plate, Lady Justice with the scales, the golden throne, the fire holographic one, the jester, woman surrounded by snakes, which I just found, a comet, eagle talons, gem, sun, vizier, a key, a silver star, a rogue cloaked in shadows, a ruined sword, one that's all black, a fool, and the dungeon card, which is 19.
Plus the one I found, correct?
Whoa, you found one?
I did find one.
Oh, which one?
I don't think it was told. Johnny?
Hey fellas, look what I found. Typical.
Johnny, did I
What
find
picture's on it?
Oh, sorry, I thought I sent it in your email. The picture on yours, Graham, is of 3 beautiful women, all intertwined with a gossamer thread.
Ooh, I would have remembered that. All right, I'll pull this out and show it to the people. Check it out, honeys. A couple of honeys.
Good one.
So yeah,
So that's
you're
20.
only missing 2 now.
Okay, so if Herpes has one, and if Arwen's niece has one, that's all the cards. Okay.
Has
So
Herpes ever really like done, or is he capable of getting a card by himself?
hey, stranger things have happened.
Especially
prepared.
when the deck of many things is involved.
I'm not prepared to rule it out. Arwen, how almost murdered is he? How much damage did you do to him?
He went slightly negative, and then I healed him back up to 0.
So he's so he's quite bloodied.
Yes. I gave him many, many chances to surrender. He would not.
If you do like a lay on, have a bunch of lay on hands, cure light wounds left.
He only needs 1 HP to be conscious.
So if you guys want, I can lay hands on him once, but I'd like to save one for myself as well.
Yeah, that's it. I don't know how many you have left.
Anyone can make a heal check, DC 13, to bring Herpes around.
Sure. I'll walk over to him and... Oh, Arwen's got it.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. I'm not particularly interested in healing him.
I was joking about
Choose how much he gets healed?
He doesn't get healed anything. He's at 1 hit point. But you reach down and cut a chunk of his hair off the side of his head and then light it on fire and burn the smoke under his nose and just the stench of the burning hair. He opens his eyes and first thing when his eyes focus on Arwen over top of him, he tries to crawl away, but because his hands and feet are tied, he just kind of starts to worm and squirm away from Arwen. He looks up and sees the rest of you guys, and he's like, "Oh my God, guys, get her away from me. She's crazy."
Yeah. Seems that way.
So,
Herpes.
Dave unfortunately couldn't make it out tonight, so I'm just going to do my best here, judging from the last couple emails that he sent me and from his descriptions of how he would react. I'm going to do my best here, Dave, and I hope that I don't do things that you're like, "Oh my God, Herpes would never do that."
He's bound. There's really only kind of one way this can go, I think. But we could always go back and do this conversation, like pretending that events didn't, pretend like, and jump back in with Dave's.
No, because of the last couple emails I got from Dave, I have a pretty good idea of how this conversation is going to go.
Okay. Yeah, really hard to RP Dave. Okay, so Herpes. Look, I don't know what is going on with you and Arwen. Frankly,
she's a psycho. She wants to kill me for no reason. I was just protecting myself. I just want to leave the Silewood. I just want to get out of here. Come with me, guys. We can escape. I have the last card.
Which one?
It has a skull on it. I've got it. It's hidden. Come on, just take me out of here, and I'll show you where it is.
Where?
I hid it someplace safe, someplace that only I can find it. We can get out of here. We can sneak out. Elliot, you're such a good sneaker. Oh, man, you're the best sneaker I ever seen.
So, Arwen, this,
No, Elliot, don't talk to her. She's crazy. Just listen to me, man. Just listen. The Rod Stewards, we've been through so much together. We're like brothers.
I'll put my hand on his mouth and just say, Arwen, is he going to be put to death or imprisoned here?
Who is this? Worst case scenario is execution, but I'm really going to push for imprisonment, but I don't have a lot of say over it. I have a little bit of pull with the council, but not a lot.
When you say track his movements, you mean like you can follow him for however long he's wherever he hit it? You think you can really find it?
Well, I already tracked him all the way to where I found him, so I know everywhere he went already. So it would just be a matter of being able to spot like any disturbed earth or anything like that he might have hit it.
That seems... I'm not sure I trust that. I say we, unbind him. You can put a leash on him, and he leads us to the card. We take it, and you can imprison him or whatever. We'll deal with it.
Here's the thing: the guard is not going to let us leave with him.
We don't have to leave. The guards will come with us. This is part of our business that we have to, our business that we have to complete. You can sell it to the guards as this is for purification of the Silewood. This is what it takes to rid the Silewood of humans for the next 1,000 years or some shit.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I'll go try and talk to them.
Wicked.
Okay, as soon as Arwen leaves the room, Herpes is giving you the wide eyes, like, take your hand away from my mouth, Elliot. Come on, come on.
Yeah, sure.
Okay,
Go ahead, talk.
She's gone. Quick, untie me and get this damn collar off my neck, and we can go. We can just slip away into the night. He's, forget the rest of your shit. Let's just go. Let's get out of here, this crazy place with all these whack job elves.
There's a battalion of guards outside, dude. I think your best bet is to play along for now until we can get to wherever you hid the card.
A battalion? That's nothing. Murgatroyd, you can fight them. Murgatroyd, you're the best fighter I've ever seen, and you love fighting elves. Come on, we'll just fight them. I've got some spells. We can lob at them, and we can just get out of here. We can run for it.
You do love fighting elves, Murgatroyd.
He says, it's so close. I've got the last card. It's right where I've hidden it. Come on, we can just grab it and go.
Just to be clear, he has the second last card, and I know where the last card is.
Where's the last card, Arwen?
I'll do
Good try.
Hang on, Murgatroyd.
No, Arwen, you left the room for that. He wasn't spewing any of that while you were within earshot.
I know.
So you guys can mull that over. Arwen, you step outside where the guards are singing, and they kind of stop singing when they see you approaching, and they ask you, all done so soon?
Well, I've been discussing it with my companions, and we have a small problem. It seems that Herpes, or Herpes here, has actually hidden something that we need. It's one of the reasons that we're here. It's a card that we need, and he's hidden it somewhere in Silewood, and he will only take us to it himself. So I was hoping that maybe you guys could escort us until we get him to give us that card. Then we will hand him over to you, and you can bring him back to the Silewood, and the rest of us, you won't have to worry about any foreigners in the Silewood anymore.
The leader kind of blinks and says, I will have to ask my superiors. Just give me 15, 20 minutes tops. He jumps on one of the waiting horses and tears off. And as he does,
Before he goes, can I say something to him?
Yes.
Just in case that plan gets turned down, can I request that just me and the guards and we have an Eladrin here allowed to go.
He nods and tears off. And like I said, as he departs, one of the Baracht family goons jumps on one of their horses and takes off too towards the Baracht household.
All right, I guess I go back to my house.
All right. As Arwen walks back in the door, Herpes looks over and sees him, and he starts to beg. He says, please, guys, come on, quick. She's coming back. Oh, God. Oh, never mind, she's here.
How many guards are outside, Arwen?
I think there was 12, but one of them just left.
12, and so 14 total?
Can I do an insight on Herpes? Like, I've been around him enough to know, like, he's always bullshitting something.
Yes, you can make an insight check on Herpes.
Can I help him? I don't think I know Herpes. Oh, shit.
Oh, sorry, that's not a roll. That's just... I didn't put the D in front.
Oh, shit. Well, to make up for Dave's poor rolling beforehand, I just critted on his roll to do other things. So it seems 100% in earnest that, yes, he has hidden a card. You believe him.
100% earnest?
Yes, he has the last card of the deck of many things, and only he knows where it's hidden, and you will never find it without his help.
Hey, Arwen. Crazy idea. You step out to talk to some stuff. Herpes escapes out the back. And we track him down. We get the card, catch him. We're all heroes. And then, you can do whatever you want once you've got him.
Herpes starts shaking his head and eyeballing you. Like, no.
That all sounds awesome, but since I've only known you a couple months and you guys have all been traveling together for years, why would I ever think that you would capture him and return him to me?
Gee, I don't know. Why would we think that you would arrest one of us during our adventures? right? Like, you've put us in a really weird spot here. And I can appreciate
if Herpes came to your hometown and murdered people that you knew, people that you grew up with, that you would just be like, oh shit, that's just Herpes. I better let him go murder some more people.
No, but what I'm saying is, if we're in the hometown category, it wouldn't. Remember that he only murdered somebody after he was arrested, kind of following the same action course as you, right? We were breaking into this warehouse. You drew arms on this guy. He drew arms back, and Herpes attacked. You arrested him, and in the course of those circumstances, Herpes murdered a guard. If we were in my hometown, we would be having a different conversation. Because we'd have to... What I'm saying is, we're weighing the bond that we have as adventurers over our hometown, this is a contest of loyalty situation, and we've just kind of seen where yours lie, and where Herpes lies, apparently. And I'm not defending what he did, I'm just saying it's weird what you've done. Sorry, go ahead, Jack. Or Rando.
I don't really have a dog in this fight, but he does seem to be rather murdery, so he knows where something is that you guys need, right? Well, why don't you just kill him and then have a priest or wizard or someone that you know real powerful in magic, basically do the magic-y doohickey to revive him to get answers.
Magic-y doohickey, revive him to get answers.
Yeah, I don't know the technical term. I'm just a house servant.
Right. Well, I've seen some magical doohickeys, but nothing like that.
Well, go ask a local priest. Or that guy that has the shop that can do the crazy magics. I mean, really, at this point, if he dies, this town is, they're probably not going to care a whole lot.
Look, I'm, once again, not defending Herpes' course of actions. This is just a completely fucked up situation. And I question both of your judgments here.
You're just pissed that he has one of the cards, and I'm almost positive that he's still bluffing and that he doesn't really have one of the cards. Either way,
I'm kind of siding on
justice, and you can't just murder people for no reason, and I'm sorry I cut off Murgatroyd.
I never said that we should be murdering everybody in the Silewood. I just said this is a weird situation wherein it seems like it seems like, Arwen, you've chosen this weird kind of power trip move over one of our party members. Now, Herpes murdering a guard, 100%. He should be tried, but it's just weird to me that you've chosen this path, and I'm not sure where to go with this.
That's why he's back here to stand trial. That's why I don't know what will happen if he will be executed or go to jail. He's back here for trial. I didn't know before else that he had one of the cards. So instead of handing him right over, I at least brought him in thinking that maybe you guys could talk him into telling you where the card is.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Well, how about it, Herpes? I think you're getting untied, and I doubt you're leaving the Silewood anytime soon. And frankly, you've kind of fucked up a bunch of shit here.
Herpes gets a little bit red in the face as he looks at you guys, and he says, "You know what? Fuck you guys. I thought we were friends. I thought we were the Rod Stewards. We'd been through everything together. Gardmore Abbey. We traveled down from the north. You know, we've seen so much, and now you just take the side of this new person, this side of these elves over me. It was a fight. In fights, people die."
Yeah, but this is the first time you killed anyone, Herpes.
I'm sorry, I missed that, Graham.
You picked the fight.
You picked the wrong fight, my friend.
He's like, we were fighting. We were trying to get into the Brock household. Those guys are scum. They're bastards. You said so yourself, Elliot. They deserve to be put away. You know, any means necessary. We got to get in there.
No, man. No. Your logic is just so bad here.
Herpes then, I guess, he just goes pale. And he turns and he says, then kill me, because I can't go to jail. I will not go to Elven jail. So either let me go, or take your little blood steel knife and stab me in the heart. If you're man enough.
This is
that's
you,
pretty
dude.
much what he was saying in the woods as well.
This is you making the choice between Arwen and you. This isn't us.
He says, I won't go to jail. Kill me now. Come on, Elliot. Do one last good deed. One last act of friendship for a fellow Rod Stewart. Don't let me go to that jail. Don't hand me over to them.
Hold up. Can I do insight on Herpes?
Yes.
Oh, shit. 1 second. See, I don't know how much of this is just Herpes is being played by a different person and how much Herpes is acting super, super weird.
I'm doing a lot of direct quotes from his emails and from the session we played this afternoon.
Well, shit. Number 12. Is he acting out of character for Herpes?
Yes. He's acting extremely out of character for Herpes, but he's acting like a Herpes pushed to the extreme. So he is, back up against the wall, fight or flight, and he has decided that he is not going to surrender. He does not want to go into that jail to the point of fighting his own teammates. If he was not tied right now, he would be trying to run away or fight all of you to get out of here.
Can I use insight to question him about the card?
Yep. What question would you like to ask?
Where did you get this card?
He spits at you. And he says, to hell with you, elf.
Yeah.
He turns back to Elliot. He says, Elliot, he says, my father is of the ruling caste in LankaShri. You get me there, and there will be statues of gold made of you that you can take. Riches beyond anything you can imagine.
Man, I do not like this Herpes. Like, I dislike this Herpes more than I disliked the Herpes that, like, laid down in combat and closed his eyes and swung a torch. This
Just
is
a
rough.
quick sidebar.
Yeah, I'm really trying to be, like, totally in character here. I think this is all pretty hilarious and very dramatic.
This is the most dramatic roleplay I've ever done, for the record.
And
Good, because you seemed really mad and I was getting a bit upset.
oh, sorry. No, I really just trying to, like, I am... Jake is frustrated.
but Jake's an
Herpes,
actor.
Yeah, but Jake is an actor, but Elliot is fucking furious. He had a big victory getting his shit back from that asshole Asylum Baraked, and he got a card, and he was so excited that Valhalla got a card, and it was gonna be down to, like, finding one card and then your niece's card. Oh man, it was like we were finally gonna be able to get out of the Silewood, get Murgatroyd his stuff back, and maybe get to leveling up. And now, like, Herpes has one. We're not gonna get the information out of him.
Is nobody in the group, like, a good tracker? If I know everywhere he's been, you don't think we could find where Herpes hid a card?
It's possible. I mean... but,
Indeed, Herpes hid a card.
yeah, the pessimist in me thinks that this is just, like, a ploy, and, mostly I'm just trying to come to terms with the fact that we're about to do something not very party-like. You know, like, as much as I've had problems with Herpes, it seems wrong to like leave him to be imprisoned. But if he's really on the verge of attacking us, then he's already lost to us.
And you know what? I really didn't want it to come to this either. I gave him so many chances. Like, I talked for him when we were in trial. I got us safe passage to stay the extra 10 days. I got him, he was just going to be put in a cell where they were going to feed him, treat him good, nothing bad was going to happen, and then he was going to get out and we were all going to leave, and he just couldn't do it. I gave him so many chances to surrender, to stop, and by the end of it, there was nothing else I could do except stop him.
Was anyone else there? Like, I'm going to look around. Is anyone going to nod in confirmation on that one?
There was other people at the court, so they know what happened there. So I don't know. I don't remember who exactly was there.
But I mean, like, was Murgatroyd or Vince or anybody there?
I'm pretty sure Murgatroyd was there.
I'm sorry, I was talking to Rando and Valhalla.
It's cool. Jay, were you at the courthouse thing?
Yes.
Yep.
Murgatroyd, Vince, and Hatim were all there.
Oh, so you guys are gonna like nod in confirmation as to like Arwen giving Herpes a bunch of chances to not go nuts like this?
Yeah. But like, I tried to help Herpes by causing a bit of a blockage, and Vince did help out as well in his escape, because he is a party member, but he also has been doing random shit all the time, so we didn't risk our necks to fight, the whole Elven capital.
I wouldn't have either.
Herpes twists out of his grasp, out of your muzzling, and he says, I looked to them for help, and they abandoned me. That's what they do. They just abandon their friends. Be careful, Elliot. Sometime when you need their help, they'll abandon you too. As you cover his mouth again.
Dude. We're going to talk about abandonment after you let Hatim almost die. Do we have any duct tape? I don't know. Look, Herpes, you're not going to get out of this. Tell us where the card is. If you have ever valued our friendship, our partnership, tell us where the card is, man.
He says, yes, I valued your friendship until I looked for your help in the courtroom. And where were you all? Stood there and let me twist in the wind. And Elliot, you were gone, off doing God knows what. You're sneaky thieving from who? So now you can all just step off for all I care. What's in it for me if I tell you where the card is? Nothing. You'll hand me over to the authorities, who'll probably give me to the Baroques, who'll torture me to death, cut me up into little pieces, and feed me to some freakish elf creature.
I don't think the Baroques are gonna torture you. Like the Baroque family doesn't care about their servants or their employees. You're gonna get, some of the guards might rough you up, but there's nothing crazy bad gonna happen. You'll just be in an elf prison.
Why don't we just kick him out of town?
Yes, kick me out of town.
That was the first punishment. He was going to be kicked out of town with everybody else until he killed somebody.
He said, look, they were going to kick me out anyway. I was just expediting. They should have just let me go instead of trying to stop me. I would have just left. But no, stupid elves tried to stop me. He got what he deserved.
Oh, man, Herpes.
People call me stupid. Jeez.
Rando?
Get the card from him and just let him go. This whole thing is becoming quite a bore.
How are we going to get the card from him?
Herpes, if we let you go, will you give us the card?
Absolutely, yes, Valhalla. You are always my favorite Rod Stewart.
I roll my eyes.
Wait. Valhalla, what does can you use your harp on him?
Oh, nice. Yeah,
I have a feeling his will is not very high.
Can you compel him or whatever?
I can try. And I'll pull out the harp and play a strum.
Oh, yeah. Good call. I don't want to get compelled either. I'll take a step back and plug my... no, whatever. I'll get compelled.
I know my will is too high for it, but what's the mark where it's too high?
He's going to roll.
Yeah. Valhalla makes a separate attack roll against all of your wills.
Let's do it.
All right, I don't remember any of the stats for it. Sorry.
Well, the first thing that happens is you play and roll a D100, and if you get under 50, it's rage instead of compel, and if you get over 50, it's compel.
Oh shit!
Before I do that, can I get everyone to go out of the room?
What's the radius on it?
I don't have my inventory on me.
It's big radius.
Would you hit like all the guards outside?
No, because they have to be able to hear. And once Arwen went back inside, they started singing again to drown out the sounds of communication.
Right.
All right, everyone, back off. I'm gonna do something a little crazy here.
All right. Well, there's lots of fabric in the place. Everybody just shoves stuff in their ears.
Yeah. Can we get like will bonuses by stuffing our ears closed?
Just go out the door.
It's a big radius.
If you leave the house, you'll be fine.
All right, everybody out to the back porch where the guards won't see us.
I roll my eyes. Is he still bound?
Yes, Herpes is still bound.
All right. Once everyone's out, I'll roll.
Excellent. You all step out on the back porch where you see two more Silewood city guards kind of guarding the back entrance who look up and see you, and they give you a little nod, Arwen, and they see the rest of the crew kind of step out onto the porch, and you get the feeling from them that on the porch is fine, right? You guys are allowed to step outside. They're not, they're not monsters, but if you try and leave the grounds, they're going to stop you.
I give them a quick wave, letting them know everything's okay.
Oh, that was so close, Valhalla. Yes, you roll, and the music kind of wafts over him, and you charm him. You can give him a suggestion.
All right, I suggest that he leads us to the card.
No. Never mind, I'm not there.
He nods, and he's like, yes, I want to lead you to the card so bad, Valhalla. Just untie me, and I'll lead you there, absolutely.
Not like that, honey. And I'll pick him up, and then I'd say which way.
He says, it's out the back, but it's quite a ways. You'll never be able to carry me. Just untie at least my legs.
No can do, sweetie. It's either this way or no way. And then I'll carry him outside the door.
All right, what's your strength, Valhalla?
It's not much, but is he able to say things like that if he's compelled to tell me where the card is? It's like, oh, you just have to do this.
No, because your actual wording on the compel was lead me to the card. So he can say whatever he wants, but he's compelled to lead you to the card.
Okay. My strength is 9.
All right, so Herpes is a little heavy, plus all the gear and everything, right? Arwen didn't strip him of anything, so he's still got his adventurer's kit and all of his weapons and his bags and everything hanging off the sides of him, so adding extra weight.
All right, well, I'll just drag him outside and then get, Murgatroyd or someone to carry him.
Excellent. When you drag him outside, immediately the two guards there kind of step more to attention, and they said, they just look to you, Arwen, and then look at the prisoner, and then look back at you like, you can't leave the house with the prisoner. That's not going to happen.
Okay, and I'm all like, Valhalla, what's going on? You're going to start a fight.
I'm not starting shit, honey. I'm just trying to get the card. I'm trying to get him to take us to it.
I'll take you. Just I won't take her. She's got to stay here, but I promise I'll take the rest of the rods to the card. I'll take you right there.
If you have him compelled, just make him tell you where the card is. We can get it ourselves. They're never going to let us leave with him.
He probably can't remember, he probably can't describe where it is. Arwen, just, use your authority on these guards. Say, we're, bring however many of the guards, because he's leading us to the exit, and then we're all gonna leave.
I already did that. We're waiting for the guard to return with permission. Until he gets back, we can't leave without a fight. Although I'm pretty sure it's been more than 15 minutes, so he should be back soon.
Rando comes back, holding a bunch of strips of rawhide.
I don't think torture works. But I certainly won't stop you.
What's that?
Fine then. Can I re-harp him?
No, you're still playing, so just make a attack with your, I think it's your charisma versus his will.
Okay.
I'll get on the back porch.
Or as you drag him back in the house, close the door.
Yeah, I drag him back in the house for sure.
Oh, okay.
All right. D20.
Could stay outside, you know. Maybe you could compel everyone in the area to go to where Herpes hid the card.
No,
and then when
back in.
All right. When we get challenged, it's like, oh yeah, this was fine. It's what we're all doing.
Is there any chance we could just wait and see if the right thing works before we go a different way?
Sure.
All right, you can see Herpes trying to resist, trying to fight against the melody, but his eyelids kind of flutter and his mouth moves on its own accord and says, I hid the card in my last camping spot, 2 rocks leaning together near a creek. I built a small fire.
Hey.
There's your last camping spot.
He says, somewhere in this godforsaken woods. I don't know. Get on the road heading east.
Did you have any fires or any sort of memorable marks?
Just a small fire. 2 large rocks leaning together and made sort of a natural cave.
Did you follow any path?
Yes, the main road, although you can't really call it a road. It's what these ridiculous elves call roads. Heading east.
And if we head east on this path, is it to our left or to our right?
I guess that 20's enough. Yeah, he looks like he's fighting again with the... to the left.
To the left, 2 large rocks in between by a small open into a cave. Do I got all that right?
He tries to resist again, but then sags, defeated, and says yes.
See,
then
that wasn't so hard.
He perks up again and he says, now, I told you, Val, just cut my bonds. Take this collar off. I'll get out of the house myself. You can say I attacked you. I overpowered you and made my escape.
Nice try, honey, but no one can overpower Valhalla Kazam. And I slammed the door shut.
Jesus.
All right, that wasn't so hard. All we got to do is go to his last camping site, go up this road, look for some big old pointy rocks leaning against each other, and we should see it. He had a fire. It's to the left. It's by the mouth of a cave, and he's got that card, and I know where to find it.
All right, well, I'm pretty sure I know where his last campsite is because I caught up with him just as he was eating some berries and stuff, so that's where he was camping.
Beautiful. See, you guys don't have to be also barbaric and so diplomatic all the time. Sometimes the easier answer is just to play a little music.
We're not allowed to leave, are we?
We're not allowed to leave yet, but I assume once we turn Herpes over that they will welcome us leaving.
Is that what we're doing? Turning them over?
Wait, Arwen, can't you go? Can't you just go to the site?
Yeah, shortly the guy returns that Arwen sent off, and he has with him another squad of another 8 soldiers. He slides off his horse and he says, Lady Talman, he says, I have been authorized that you and the Eladrin may leave the compound, but the rest may stay here. You are also to be escorted by myself and this squad of 8 elven soldiers.
Dang.
All right, so I guess if we have to make a choice, we can go with them and the 2 of us, or I'm still allowed to leave as far as I know, so I guess I could go alone if they will wait here for me to return.
Yeah, you can go by yourself.
You.
I think Vince can go with the soldiers. I mean, I don't see any reason not to do that.
Yeah, they're not going to hurt us or anything.
We're all elves here.
We're all elves here, he says with a hand gesture that's accompanied by a plume of white powder.
Okay, so the only real decision is, do we want to take Herpes with us in case we get there and the information wasn't specific enough?
Nah. It was
All right.
compelled.
All right, let's go get the card then.
All right. They all have horses. You borrow one of the family horses for Vince, and you all ride off into the now dawn light. The rest of the group hanging out at the house.
Can I rest while they're gone?
Yes.
Thanks.
Yeah, they're going to be gone for at least 6 hours, depending on how quickly they locate the card. If there even is a card there. Rando, did you want to go with them? They would let you go. As Arwen's servant, they would just imagine that you could just follow her.
Is Murgatroyd staying at the house?
Yes.
Then Rando's going to stay at the house.
Murgatroyd, just making elf friends left and right.
Nah, not a friend. I just want his ale recipe.
Fair
And
enough.
I'm still trying to get it out of him.
Rando has a crush.
What do I have to bribe you with?
Liquor?
Yes, I will get you liquor. I will make sure you have liquor for the road, so long as I learn how to make your good liquor.
Yeah,
Right?
the best you can offer is like fortified elven wine.
I can mix in some medical alcohol into that to make it a little stronger. I won't tell him that, though.
Oh, I would say Rando, being that you grew up here, you know that if you want to get like the real strong imported illegal stuff, you can get it, but you have to get it from the Barakts. They have the grain alcohol. They have human and dwarven alcohol that is not normally allowed in the Salwood.
I might have to go to a third party for that now. And pay a premium.
Well, you don't just want to walk over to the Barakt household? Knockety-knock on the front gate? All right, that's enough fan in the flames for me. If there's anything you guys think of that you want to do, but I'm going to do Arwen and Vince. All right, so you guys ride off, and after 3 or 4 hours of riding hard along the trail, Arwen, you reach the spot that you remember all too well as the location of the battle between you and Herpes.
All right. When I saw him, he was sitting on a log just over here eating berries.
Please make a nature check. And this is a contest of nature, yours versus Herpes's.
Can I make a nature check as well, or?
Yes, you can. You find, you cast around for about an hour searching through a small campsite. You can see 2 large rocks make a tiny crawl space of a cave where he made a little fire and bedded down for the night to catch a little bit of sleep between trying to run. Unfortunately, it's just a forest, and if he indeed did bury the card, it could be anywhere. So,
Do these cards have any, like, religious aspect to them?
no, but they do have arcane
do.
aspects to them.
Yeah, I'll do an Arcana check.
Oh, nice. 26. That's good. So it is a little difficult to hone in on at first because the Silewood itself is a very magical forest. So there's low-lying background radiation of magic kind of all around. But after some scrying and another hour of casting about, you sense an area of stronger magic, which as you get closer to, you recognize as the same feel as the deck of many things.
I found it.
Awesome. What does it look like?
You dig it up, and it is the card that bears the picture of a skull. The card that was cast to save Vince's life those weeks ago.
Is the place where I saw my niece anywhere near here?
No, the place where you saw your niece is on the other side of Liliander from this. It was west of Liliander, and this is east of Liliander.
All right, so we'll have to get the other card on the way out of town after we go and collect the rest of our party.
All right, you ride hard back another 3 hours. So it's, I guess it was dawn before, and that's taken 8 hours. So it's like late afternoon by the time they arrive. Elliot, you've had time to sack out and have some sleep. Go ahead and make an endurance check. DC 13 to regain any healing surges.
Whoa!
Crit. Nice. You can regain your Constitution modifier and healing surges +1.
Awesome. Okay. I'm going to spend a bunch and then regain them.
Okay. And in the late afternoon, you're kind of all roused from your gentle repose. By this point, Rando, you have been able to find, with your streetwise check, I'm sure, a third party, someone who will go to the barracks and not say that they were sent by you, and get you some grain alcohol. It is, however, going to cost you 3 times the amount that it usually does. So it's going to be about 90 gold for 1 bottle.
The boss won't notice. Hopefully.
You take it out of the Talman coffers? And you'll just...
Yeah, because I'm doing my duty of taking care of our guests.
Good one. Excellent. Way to fudge the numbers. We'll make a first-rate accountant out of Rando yet.
2 sets of books.
So, yeah, you've been enjoying the warm... Now this is the...
Murgatroyd is not getting any alcohol yet, though.
Okay, this is the last day of April, and it's wonderfully warm here in the Salwood, with a low-lying mist that creeps in and out of the trees. So yes, it's been a relaxed kind of afternoon in the house. Just out of curiosity, what have you done with Herpes? If you leave him lying on the kitchen floor, he's going to continue to beg and... no, I guess he wouldn't beg. He's going to continue to try and barter and make deals and curse at you guys.
Is he going to keep with the I'm a man of great power stuff, or is that reserved for the Elven Council?
That's reserved for the Elven Council, but he will still be like, come on, it's not too late. You can set me free. You know, if you guys get me back to LankaShri, I promise great wealth. Trying to appeal to all of your vices, you know. Murgatroyd, there's gold and precious gems to be had.
What? Sorry, I was eating nachos. Gold and gems.
It's like, Rando, you know, fuck you, buddy, but if you get me out of here, you'll be the one good elf.
Yeah, I don't swing that way.
Elliot, I can get you a position. You can be a lord. You'll have land, a harem.
I don't think I want a harem that has been anywhere near Herpes, but thanks.
It's Herpes. He says, you know, I've been the butt of your guys' jokes ever since I showed up, and I don't appreciate being kicked around and then dismissed. He says, I am a lord.
Well,
Lord of what?
STIs. Dude, you haven't acted like a lord.
Says, how have I not acted like a lord?
Panic acid flinging? I'm pretty sure my lord doesn't panically stab people.
He says, where I am from, a lord can do what he wants with the lower class.
Okay. Well, you sound like the Barocks.
Ooh.
That might have been uncalled for, Elliot.
Really?
No, I'm kidding. It's a joke.
Okay.
Pretty called for.
Let's not say stuff we can't take back.
Okay. All right. I guess I'm just frustrated with this whole situation.
Everybody's getting pretty frustrated.
But nobody's throwing around insults like that.
Yeah, nobody's calling people the Barocks. Come on.
Nobody's more frustrated than me and Dave after 2 weeks of this email banter.
Yeah.
So anyway, Arwen and Vince and the rest of the party return. Arwen and Vince come charging in through the back door with triumphant smiles on their faces. Herpes just kind of sags in further defeat on the floor. Just exhales with just disappointment and woe.
So you got it?
Yeah, we got it.
Oh, yeah.
Can we leave this Islewood now?
I just have to talk with the council really quick. And,
What are we doing with her?
ask them for leniency with Herpes' trial and make sure that it's okay for all of us to leave so that we don't become wanted felons.
Gotcha.
So the guy who said it was good for us to go, can I speak with him again?
The head of the council?
He's probably
the
not
guard.
there, but the guard.
Yeah, you can speak to him again. He's still there. Or the captain or something. Yeah, the higher ranking officer.
All right, so I'm going to say to him, so we're ready to turn Herpes over to you, but I would just like to let the council know that I really prefer that he just be imprisoned. We don't have to take his life. I know he took one of ours, but we don't have to do the same thing. It would be better if we just put him in jail. And the rest of us Rod Stewards would just like to leave, heading east out of the Silewood, and we will be gone within the day.
He says, all right, come with us as we take the prisoner. We'll leave a squad here to keep the rest of the your friends under house arrest until you receive the all clear from the council and can take them out of here.
Not a huge fan of that, but I will agree.
We'll be fine.
So guards come into the house and grab Herpes and start to drag him away. And he starts cursing more and more. And he says, you bastards. He said, we had our chance. You could have helped me. You could have got me out of here. He says, someone will come. Someone from my homeland, from LankaShri, will come to find me and find you. And you will all be sorry.
I'm already pretty sorry, dude.
That's the last thing he says as you guys pull him out of the door. You'll all be sorry.
And I say, guards, be careful with him. We don't want to injure him.
Ugh, what a baby.
All right. They throw Herpes in the back of the wagon, which is followed by the guards and then the Baroque guards as well. They take you to the main courthouse building where you go before the council. The council is not all here. It's just the elder and maybe one of the others. And he smiles and he puts his hand on your shoulder and he says, you have done very well, Arwen of the House Talman. He says, my faith in you has been restored, although your choice of comrades perhaps could be better aligned.
I apologize. I never should have vouched for Herpes. I was hoping he would be a good teammate, but when push came to shove, he just couldn't stand down. His pride was just too much.
He says, I understand, but you have made it right, and you have done so within the rule of the law and the rule of the gods. He says, go in speed. You and your friends will be escorted directly to the edge of the Silewood. Which direction are you headed?
Councilman, I'm going to ask one more small favor before I go.
He sucks his teeth like, ooh.
It's on the way, I promise.
He says, what is it?
We're heading east, but on the way out I would like to stop and speak with my niece before I'm no longer able to return for 100 years. Oh, west, my bad.
That's all right. He says, which niece do you speak? The one, right? I didn't give her a name, but you tell the name. And he says, yes. He says, I'm familiar with that branch of the family. They live in Eshwinshiga, which is located on the road heading west. Very well. You will be allowed to stop there, but only for 1 hour.
Thank you very much. I appreciate your leniency in this matter, and I apologize for anything that Herpes did to tarnish that.
He says, very good, my child. He says, be on your way, and we look forward to your return once your punishment has been passed.
I bow and I leave the courtroom.
Very good. You guys back at the house, did any of you loot Herpes while he was tied up, just out of curiosity?
Elliot 100% would have looted Herpes.
Okay, I'll get a full list of everything in Herpes' possession. You have whatever's on the spreadsheet, but if there's anything that he kept in his pockets and whatnot, Elliot's got it. So we'll get that from Dave.
Just to make sure it doesn't fall into the hands of the elves. Rando, are you still with us? Rando?
Guess not.
Okay.
Sidebar, will we ever
What's
find
that,
out
sorry?
what happened to Herpes?
Depends if you ask, and depends who you ask.
Rando, can you look into something for Arwen and I?
On one condition.
Go.
Get me that damn recipe.
Oh yeah, that's no problem. I'm gonna scribble down the I'm just gonna, on that piece of paper where I wrote the Arcana passwords. I'll just write warehouse locks, fold it up, and on the back of that piece of paper, I'm gonna write down the recipe to Murgatroyd's ale because I know it super well.
You've ordered it enough times. Excellent. You were all there in Stonehammershire.
I was just gonna make it up.
Oh, perfect. You're just going to bluff some recipe.
Yeah.
Make a bluff roll there. Or a history roll if you actually want to make a legit ale recipe.
Nope.
All right. So you write down like yeast, some barley, some kind of nuts, fresh, cool, clean mountain spring water.
Fresh, cool, clean mountain goat, and the sweat of a dwarven butt from hard days of mining.
Well, I'm going to have to alter it a little, but I can work with this. All right, I'll go.
Excellent. And you hand over the hooch?
Hooch?
Yeah, sure.
Beauty. All right, Arwen.
And I just want you to give that piece of paper to the Ruth guy. Tell him that there's I'll just write it down on the piece of paper too, like what I saw in the just super briefly what I saw in the treasure hold. I don't know if it's gonna help that guy, but we'll see.
Sure.
Excellent. Arwen, you go to speak to your father, who is upstairs in your house and has been upstairs through this whole affair, locked in his study sort of thing. When you knock on the door, his voice falters for a moment before he tells you to come in.
Is he aware of everything that's happened?
Oh, yeah.
Alright, well, I say, Father, it's time for me to go, and I can't come back for a very long time. But I want your word that you're going to do your best with the council to make sure that Herpes is not executed, but he spends his time in jail.
He says, I will see what I can do. He says, please, come and sit for a moment. I have something that I need to tell you, a weight that must be lifted from my shoulders.
Of course, Father.
When you sit down, he takes a breath and sighs. He says, the influence the Baraks have had over our family run deep, but the freshest wound is I did not want you to go. All those years passed when you were competing in the trials to be allowed permission to exit the Salwood. You, my eldest daughter, I couldn't bear to see you leave on what I thought at the time was a fool's errand, and I made a deal with the Baraks. They arranged to have you fight against Kirkland, and I arranged to drug your morning breakfast. It was supposed to make you sluggish. It was supposed to make you falter, and you would lose. And you would stay here, where you belonged. But I was a fool. Now I see you belong out there, bringing good into this world. He starts to cry a little bit, and he says, Arwen, my dear, I'm sorry, and I know that there's nothing I can do to make it up to you, but I will do my best to see your friend is not executed, and I pray that when you return to us, you can forgive me.
Father, I forgive you. I don't condone what you did, but it's been a long time. I do forgive you, but what do you owe the Baraks for this deed?
He starts to cry at that point, and he reaches over from his chair to hug you as he kind of cries into your hair. And he says, you truly have grown into a a righteous and forgiving woman. He says, I am glad that you are my daughter. He produces a hanky and wipes his eyes, and then coughs a little bit. He says, yes, the leverage of the Baraks, unfortunately, it runs much deeper. Long ago, back at the end of the Fey Wars, when I was still a young and apprenticing healer, we struck a deal with a powerful warrior from the north who fell. He was dying, and I used my abilities to stave off death, including a ring bonding his life force to him to keep him alive for the rest of his life. Only under very special circumstances could he ever die. He says, that man, unfortunately, after the Fey Wars, did not stop killing elves. He grew to become a powerful warrior and a blood vendetta against all Eladrin and creatures of the Fey. His name is Greyheart, and he walks this world as a living immortal. Only someone of the blood who cursed him initially can bring him down. If he could be destroyed and the soul bond ring returned to me, then I could remove the influence that the Baraks have over me and perhaps have leverage enough to ally the council members against them and take their family out of this place.
I don't understand. What does this Greyheart have to do with the Baraks?
He doesn't, but Greyheart knows that I saved the life of this elf killer, and should it become public, our family would be dismissed in shame because I saved the life of one who has killed so many of the Fey kin.
I understand, Father. I will find Beast Girl. I will look for him along my travels, and if I find him, I will return the ring.
He says
in 100 years.
He says, you can send word. He's going to give you something, some kind of something that will let you summon a carrier bird, some elven bird, like a hawk, I'm going to say, that you can send word so we can at least communicate. It's a whistle. We'll give you a whistle that you can use to summon this hawk so you can communicate. And if you should manage to get a hold of the ring, we'll send someone to the edge of the Salwood. I'm sure it would go a long way to reducing your banishment time. He says, be forewarned, though, daughter. He is an unstoppable warrior, and he cannot be killed by your hand. You don't know this name, Arwen. He says,
scribble notes.
It will be a great boon to me, and rest my mind at ease to think of the countless elves and Eladrin and other Feykind who have fallen from this warrior. Their deaths are also on my hands. He runs his hands through his thinning hair on the top of his head as you can see that, the father that you knew, who was very upright and proper and held himself with a certain decorum in public, now is much more vulnerable, and you can see that he has these worries and that he is just a man, an elf.
Father, I have just one question.
Yes?
When you made this choice so long ago, did you know this would be the outcome?
He's silent for a moment, and he says, I knew that the man was evil, but I could not let him die. I had taken an oath as a healer to protect all life. I had hoped that my act of generosity would show him that elves are not all terrible creatures to be extinguished, but unfortunately, he did not come around.
If that is true, then you have nothing to be ashamed about. You did your best, you did your duty, and fear not, I will fix this, Father.
He smiles at you and says, you are a sweet girl. He says, I love you, daughter. Please come back to us as soon as you're able.
I nod, give him a small hug, say goodbye, and join the rest of the party.
All right. As you're leaving the house, your mother and grandmother are also very teary-eyed, and they hug you. They present you with several care packages, including some rations. And your grandmother noticed like your adventuring bedroll was all tattered, and so she gives you a nicer one and some nice elven blankets that have special resistance against the elements. So put that down in your character sheet that you have blankets that help you resist against the elements. So they send you off with a nice care package and things like that, and they're sad to see you go, but the rest of the party gets the distinct impression that although they've been hospitable, the Talmans are happy that the Rod Stewards are leaving their home.
Well,
There
that
is
makes all of us.
There is, however, a large crowd of youthful elves who gather around the gates to wave and scream goodbye to Valhalla and Sublime.
I'll wave back adoringly and, I don't know, blow them a cheeky little kiss.
Several elven girls faint.
I love it.